Welcome back, guys. So in tree set class there are few methods which is specific to tree set which we need to understand here, right? So we have seen that hash set, linked hash set, and whatever method you have learned till now, it is more than enough. But in tree set we have few methods which we don't have in the hash set or linked hash set, right? So in my notes also I have given all the methods of tree set. So if you look at specifically, you don't have this ceiling method which you have it in case of tree set. So you have this ceiling method, and then if you scroll down, this descending iterator, descending set, first floor, head set, these are the methods. So important one, the head set, then higher, then iterator you are familiar of, then last, pole first, lower, pole last, remove you are aware, then you have tail set, and then you have a head set. Okay, head set, probably it will be there on the top, or I would have missed out while copying. No, headset is there, right? So we will see that these methods, whatever we have extra method in the tree set, which we'll see that it's a simple one, we don't need to bother for that. I have made a notes for that. So if you look at here, I'm just creating a tree set. Okay, I'm creating a tree set of type integer, and I'm adding some random data. And you know that when you have a data in the tree set, what happens is the data will get sorted. So when you focus on the original tree set, okay, let's run this program first and let's see that like what are the additional method we have. So focus here, this is your original tree set. Just focus on the first line. This is your tree set. You can see that the data you have in the ascending order. Okay, then what happens, the tree set on this reference, if you'll call the method called poll first, right? So when you do dot poll first, there is a method. What this guy will do is it will fetch the first data, which means it will fetch the one from your tree set and it will remove from the tree set, right? Similarly, when you will do poll last from your set, what it will do, it will fetch your last data, which is nothing but 900 from your tree set, and it will remove. So if you look at, see, the 900 got removed because after this poll first and poll last, I'm printing the tree set. In OBJ here I'm printing the tree set again, and you can see that 1 and 900 got removed from your tree set. So that is the meaning of poll first and poll last. So basically it will fetch the data, it will return the object, as well as it will remove from the tree set. Okay, then there is nothing called ceiling. So what is ceiling? So ceiling, what this guy will do is, this guy will not remove the data. Okay, this guy, the when you do ceiling of 90, basically what it will do, it will search this data in your set. Okay, it will search the data. If found, it will return 90. If found, it will return, let's say if you will do here 900, and 900 was there, but it was removed by the poll last. Okay, it was removed by the poll last. Now when it was removed, see, look at here, ceiling is giving you null. So what happens, ceiling, if the data is not found, okay, you will get null. If data is found, it will return the data, right? So earlier 900 was there, but this guy was removed by the poll first. So now when I'm trying to do let me update here. So basically when I'm trying to fetch that, you will get null because this 900 is not present, so you will get the null. But when you trying to fetch the data which is present, you will get the data returned back to you. Okay, so let me keep 90 and 90 we have, so that you will have both a flavor of output, you will not get confused. See, now you can see that you have this one is found, one is not found, and then you are printing that your set, there is no changes. This guy will not remove the data from your hash set. Okay, now what is this headset? Headset, we need to understand what is this headset. So headset, what happens is, when you say on this set class on OBJ, when you say headset of 80, so basically when you do headset of 80, so headset has a two method. One, if you look at one, you have a headset method where you can supply whether you want to include this data or not in the headset. So whether this is inclusive or exclusive. So here when you don't supply, by default it is inclusive is equal to false. Okay, so this headset, when you do headset of 80, so if you look at the output, it will give you all the data below 80. So this is your set. So below 80 what you have, 5, 9, 10, 30. So you'll get this data. So headset will give you actually the sorted set. Okay, so if you look at here, the focus on the return type. So return type is the sorted set. Okay, so if you just place mouse over here and click on control local variable, see this will give you the sorted set. So whatever data you will get before 80, it will be sorted and it will be less than 80. Okay, so if you look at here, the less than 80 is 5, 9, 10, 30, which is nothing than the meaning of headset. Okay, when you do the second method, when you do headset of inclusive, when you supply true, there is a two method. If you headset, so if you look at here, there is a two method. One, what happens is you have inclusive, you can supply, and the first one, if you go here, there is no boolean. Internally it will call the same headset method, it will supply false. Okay, it will supply false. So how to go there? Press control, click on this method, it will take you there. So here you have headset is equal to false, right? And here in the second method I am supplying is equal to true. So when I will supply is equal to true, what happens is your 80 will get also considered. So when headset inclusive is equal to true, what happens is you will get 5, 9, 10, 30 and 80. So whatever data you have 5, 9, 10, 30, apart from that 80 will get added here. When you want a headset of till 80, it will give you all the data inclusive of 80. Okay, 80 will be included. Right now there is another method called on the hash set. When you say higher of 5, so the higher of 5, when you will say, it will give you immediate higher of 5. So this is your hash set. If you look at what is the immediate higher of 5, 9, right? What is the immediate higher of 5 is equal to 9. So if you look at higher of 5 is equal to 9, and then on the hash set, when you call lower of 30, which means what is the lower than 30? Immediate lower than 30 is equal to 10. So immediate lower than 30 is equal to what? 10. So you'll get output is equal to 10. You can see that these methods are important, guys. Sometimes we use in the project. Now there is something called tail set. So in headset, what happens? You will get the set of data below that particular object. Okay, below that particular object. In the tail set, what happens is you will get the data after this particular object. So when I say tail set of 80, and here what happens is, in headset inclusive is by default false, but in the tail set inclusive is by default true. So what happens? Tail set has a two method. So when you go to the tail set, if you look at here, by default tail set inclusive is equal to true by default, because when you go to this method, press control, click on tail set, see here you have an inclusive. So by default inclusive was true, by default it is true. So in this case, what happens is your particular data will get considered. So when you set tail set of 80, and when you go back here again, what is after 80? 80, 90 and 100. So this is towards the tail. Okay, 80, 90, 100. So if you look at here, when tail set by default inclusive is equal to true, you will get 80, 90, 100. And when you do tail set of false, okay, when you do tail set of false, so what happens here, your 80 will not get considered. Your 80 will not get considered, and tail set will give you the data from the tail side, whereas the headset will give you the data from the head side. So what tail side head side meaning is, so when let's say this is your set, okay, so if you get the data from this side, okay, this is your tail, and when you get the data from this side, this is your head. Okay, this is your tail and this is your head. So I think with this we are good with tree set, and if at all any method is missed, I will try to cover. And guys, one more thing, as I always tell, please take a printout of my PDF, keep handy when you are studying. Please make a notes. Anyways, I am sharing you the PDF, but still if you want to make some notes, you can make notes, so that in the offline you can study. Guys, if you feel any method is left out, you just do obj dot. On the reference, just do obj dot. go through it once. Okay, see that if at all any method you are not able to understand and all that, right? See, this to array and all that, these methods are self-explanatory. I don't want to cover again. These methods are nothing actually. So this will just convert your set to the array list. So array list, not array, actually it will convert your data to the array. Okay, and when you place mouse over here, it will create the object of array. Okay, and then if you will print the array, you know that in array toString method is not overridden, right? So in array what happens is toString method is not overridden, so you need to do arrays.toString. What you need to do here is, if you'll just print array, you can see that the object is getting printed. So what you have to do, you have to do arrays, which is in the Java util dot to string. So when you write inside the to string, now you can see that your array will get printed. See here, the last one, this is nothing but your array is getting printed here, right? So you can convert your set into the array also. And I'm hoping that with this knowledge you should be very good and very confident into the set classes, whatever I cover, whatever concept I have covered till now. If you'll just know this much, it's more than enough to crack any interview. Okay, just practice it guys. Okay, with this I'll close the video. Thank you guys, thank you for watching this.